Hi my friends, welcome to Stories with Torie today. You know the drill. Get your fingers out and let's practice the signs we know. What's this one? Hello, lamp, mistake, fish, yarn, happy, Halloween, trick or treat, paint, glue, cat, happy, Thanksgiving, imagination, llama, Christmas, happy new year, lion, kindness, do the E and it shakes for emergency, do 2 V's and it makes a heart for Valentine's Day. Remember last week it was monster. Okay, can you guys guess what this week's weird holiday is? Now it's not the dog, but what's the dog's name? I hope you said Pluto. So again, it's not the dog. It is Pluto's birthday, this cute little adorable dwarf planet named Pluto. It is his birthday. Now it's not necessarily when it was made, it's the day it was discovered. And it was exactly on February 18th that this dwarf planet was discovered. Now we're not going to sign Pluto, we're going to sign planet, okay? So go like this. So this is the sun, because a planet circles, orbits a celestial thing, which is the sun, okay? So go like this, okay? Put your finger down, and this planet circles the sun, and it kind of stops and shakes. This is planet. Kind of a cool one. Can you see it? Planet. We're going to read a fantastic book. This is called The Girl Who Named Pluto, the story of Venetia Burney. Now this is a biography. If you're not familiar with a biography, I love biography books. These books are true stories about real people who made a difference. Now this is about the girl who actually came up with the name Pluto. So we're going to read it. It's a fantastic story. Out of the classroom, down the hallway, and out the door, Venetia Burney and her classmates follow their teacher, leaving their British schoolhouse behind. It is the year 1930, and they are counting their steps from the sun, a circle drawn on their classroom blackboard. 39, 40, 41. Miss Claxton leads her words as precise as her footsteps. At exactly 41 paces from the sun, they lay down a bird seed, which represents Mercury. At 77 paces, they place a P, Venus. Next, a larger P, Earth. After placing a bead for Mars and an orange for Jupiter, the largest planet, they stop at 1,019 paces inside University Park. There, they lay down a golf ball, which represents Saturn. Do you see where they're at? So that's a schoolhouse, which was the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. There are 2 more planets in the solar system, Uranus and Neptune. Miss Claxton tells her students that they are too far away. She will let their imaginations finish the planet walk. And it's important to see how the illustrator showed Venetia's imagination. She uses a lot of imaginations. When Venetia and her friends return to the park later with lumps of clay for the planets, they run counting paces for Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, all the way to Neptune. Venetia's imagination whirls, trying to fathom the real distances. She has memorized each number. Stormy blue Neptune orbits 2.79 billion miles from the sun. And what lies beyond? How far does the solar system reach? Now back then, we knew of these planets and it stopped at Neptune. Venetia brings her questions to breakfast each morning, and Grandfather Madden answers as many as he can. She and Mother have been living with Grandfather since Venetia's father died. old and stately like the Oxford Library, where he was head librarian. Great guy. Good job, right? Grandfather knows that questions lead to learning, and his family is afire with learning. How many moons does Saturn have? 9 moons have been discovered so far. Where did the name Neptune come from? From the Roman god of the sea. Why is Atlas stuck holding up the heavens? Because Zeus punished Atlas. Who was the first person to discover Mars? Nobody knows, but Galileo saw it first by telescope. Along with the planets, Venetia is learning about Greek and Roman gods. When she reads about Mars, the Roman god of war, she is reminded of her great-uncle Henry Madden, a science master who named the 2 moons orbiting the planet. He chose Phobos and Deimos, Mars' twin sons. Moons and planets named from legend. What a marvelous link between science and story. At breakfast one Friday, as Grandfather sifts through the newspaper, he started to read aloud. A new planet discovered by Lowell Observatory. Professor Harlow Shapley announced today that the Lowell Observatory in Flagstaff, Arizona, had discovered a 9th major planet. The planet, which has not yet been named, is beyond Neptune. A new planet? Venetia leans forward in her chair. Another lump of K to add to their model. I wonder what it should be called, Grandfather says as his brows crease. Now again, here's Venetia's imagination. Venetia's imagination takes off, flying, leaping, connecting the dots from science to story. She knows that this planet, so far from the sun, must be frozen, dark, and lifeless. It would be like the underworld. The underworld ruled in Roman myths by Neptune's brother. Can you guess his name? Pluto. So as she's sitting there, she says one sentence. It might be called Pluto, Venetia says. Grandfather's eyes widen. He loves that name. He tells Venetia that he'll share her idea with his friend, Professor Herbert Tall Turner of the Royal Astronomical Society. Perhaps he has a say in this decision. After Venetia leaves for school, Grandfather writes this note. Dear Professor, blessed if my little granddaughter Venetia Burney didn't up and suggest a name which to me seems thoroughly suitable. Pluto. Sincerely, Madden. On his way to the library, Grandfather drops off the note at the professor's home. Meanwhile, not far away, Venetia and her schoolmates are buzzing with excitement about the new planet. They fire question after question at Miss Claxton. How was it discovered? By whom? How many billions of miles from the sun? How many paces beyond Neptune? Miss Claxton promises to find out. And do you see Venetia in the background? What is she doing? Using her imagination. That evening, Venetia lies in bed, her mind adrift with Planet X. In the flurry of her thoughts spins one name, Pluto. Could it be the name for the new planet? Were the astronomers deciding now? Saturday morning dawns and Venetia and Grandfather search the papers for more information about Planet X. Mostly, though, they wait to hear from the professor. That afternoon, a response arrives. My dear Madden, I got your note on my return from London. I think Pluto is excellent. We did not manage to think of anything so good at the Royal Astronomical Society yesterday. The professor's note goes on to say that he has written to the astronomers at the Lowell about Pluto. It will be up to them to decide. A week goes by. At school, Venetia works on lessons in math, science, and history. At home, she and Grandfather keep busy reading, playing, and waiting. Will the astronomers like her idea? March turns to April, and Venetia awaits. April drags on. Outside, the trees sprout leaves, and Venetia awaits. If Venetia could see what was happening across the ocean, she would find that Pluto has made its way through the doors of the Lowell Observatory to Clyde Tombaugh, the shy assistant who discovered Planet X. Now remember him, because we're going to talk about him in a minute. His first choice for a name, Pluto. Not only is it a perfect fit for the dark, icy world, but the first two letters are PL, the initials of the astronomer Percival Lowell, who began the search for the planet. Finally, at the end of the month, the astronomers' vote is unanimous, and the 9th planet will be named Pluto. When Grandfather shares the news with Venetia, she beams, her eyes radiant. Grandfather sends a check to Miss Claxton, thanking her for teaching. With the money, the school purchased a gramophone. And you see what they named the gramophone? Pluto. Venetia is a hero. As Venetia grows, Pluto tilts and spins in its long, slow orbit around the sun. It shares the outer reaches of the solar system with other spheres newly discovered by astronomers. Venetia gets older and older still. Her hair turns silver. And one gray July afternoon, the day before her 89th birthday, she travels to the Observatory Science Center near the southern tip of England. She has been invited to view Pluto through a telescope, her first time ever. It's raining, though, and it takes a clear sky to see the dwarf planet. But as Venetia nears, the rain stops, and the clouds begin to part, and a lovely sunset fills the sky. Later, the darkness twinkling with stars, Venetia and the scientists climb to the observatory's dome, where the 111-year-old telescope is waiting. The scientists locate Pluto, and Venetia puts her eyes to the lens. "My goodness," she says in an odd voice. "There it is, that icy sphere spinning 3.67 billion miles away from the sun, many paces past Neptune, and its name is Pluto." Don't you love this book? This is a fantastic book about a true story of Venetia Burney. And like I said, this is a true story, and I found a picture of Venetia. Now, this was Venetia when she named Pluto, which to this day, she is the only child throughout history who's ever named a planet. It's so cool that she did that. Now, like I said, remember the name Clyde Tombaugh. Now, he was the one that discovered Pluto, and Venetia is the one that named it. Okay, on to our wonders. If you have a wonder at home, please email me at torie.cutler@besd.net or email your teacher because they will give them to me. Okay, I wonder. The first wonder of the week is, why is Pluto not a planet anymore? And it's not that it's not a planet anymore. It's still a planet. It's called a dwarf planet. Okay, so here's Pluto right here. And there's a great description in this book about it. It says, as telescopes became stronger, scientists found other icy, rocky objects in the outer reaches of the solar system where Pluto orbits. They named the region, so right here where Pluto is and where it orbits, they named that region the Kuiper Belt. In 2005, an object that appeared to be larger than Pluto was discovered. The discovery of Eris, as it was named, led scientists to rethink the definition of a planet. In 2006, based on that new definition, the saddest decision was made. They classified Pluto as a dwarf planet and kicked it out of everybody else's solar system. So if you were to ask me, I still accept Pluto, although he's just adorably tiny as far as solar system is concerned. But, so he's still a planet, but he's classified as a dwarf planet now. But if you ask me, I still count him as 9 planets. I just don't think, why did we kick him out? why didn't we just accept Eris as part of the other 9 planets and we had 10 planets? So I think it's so sad. So everybody give Pluto a hug, right? And say, we still love you, although you're tiny. So this is the order. I'm going to put my face up here. This is the order of the planets. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And right here, this is how I memorized it. So see the M for Mercury, very for Venus, educated, Earth, mother, Mars, just, Jupiter, served, Saturn, us, Uranus, 9, Neptune, pizzas, Pluto. So say it with me. My very educated mother just served us 9 pizzas. And that has helped me on a lot of tests, because that's a fun little saying, but it tells you the order of the planets in our solar system. And yes, we still include Pluto because it's just so sad we kicked him out. Our second wonder of the week. I wonder, what is the biggest chair in the world? The current Guinness record has been held for more than 3 years in Austria. This chair stands 98.5 feet tall, which is crazy. So if you were to stand, see this guy right here, he is standing next to it. But I love this view in the parking lot. So this is really where it is, in a parking lot. But look at the cars. They look like adorable little Hot Wheel cars. And they're not Hot Wheel cars. Those are real, live, regular-sized cars. So that's a big chair. So that's the biggest chair. The next wonder is, of course, what is the smallest chair in the world? Now, it is about 540 by 360 by 380 microns. And to put it in perspective, if you can get one piece of hair, okay, here's my one piece of hair. One piece of hair is 100 microns. So now get 5 pieces of hair. That's how big this chair is. Now it's so tiny they got the tip of a needle and they used a laser to cut the chair. So truly, in this little glass case right here, can you see the chair? I hope you're saying no, because I can't see the chair. The chair is literally sitting on top of that needle. It's so tiny you can't even see it unless you use a very strong magnifying glass. Okay, our third wonder is we voted if we like peanut butter and jelly or peanut butter and honey better. And can you guess the winner? Drum roll. Da, 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 da. It was peanut butter and jelly. Won the best sandwich at Garland Elementary. Okay, I hope you are on board the reading train. I hope tonight you look up at the stars and read a good book. Happy reading, everybody. Bye.